don't know if you could see that on film, but I was going to take that horse's hoof fungus off. I hit it and a bird come straight flying out of nest. I didn't get time to see what sort of bird it was, but looked a bit like maybe a tree creeper or a nuthatch. But yeah, it come flying out like a rocket. So I'll leave that one be, see if we can find some more further up. That there, that's a trauma layer that you will be looking for if you wanted to make amadou. So I might as well cut that off actually. I'll use that. But what we're going to do, we're probably going to use this for what I'm going to do with it. But I'm going to keep this trauma layer as well.
That was a bloody cold night. Bloody, my feet were freezing. Hey, was a good boy though, weren't you, Billy? Hey, hey, you're a good boy. Hey, good lad, good lad. Oh, 5:45. Bloody get, honestly, bloody freezing it were. Get that fire going in a bit again. Get warmed up and get a brew on. Sun coming up through the edge of the forest. Absolutely amazing. The birds are proper on form this morning. Can't beat sitting here with a brew and listening to the forest. Absolutely bloody amazing.
You've had your bacon.
Really is an absolute privilege to be in the forest at all night, and especially at the crack of dawn. You know, 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30, when all the animals are awakening and getting on with the business. It is a privilege. The sounds are amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Never ever get bored of it. Never ever. Always, always a privilege. Hey, I tell you what, how cool was that roe deer threatening to charge me, stamping his feet. Ah, fantastic, wasn't it? They've got fantastic hearing, because it couldn't see me, but it knew there was something not right and there was somebody about. I must have 75 metres I'd crawled to get that shot, and through the undergrowth and what have you. And I mean, I was crawling on my belly, and yeah, they didn't know I was there. I was following them through the forest, but they knew, they could hear. You have a job to be totally silent, haven't you? And with their hearing, fantastic. But yeah, it was class, wasn't it? And the blackbird, beautiful birds, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous birds. And they nest, sometimes they nest on the ground, but they nest close to the ground. So, because the chicks, they always leave the nest before they can fly. So they can't nest in top of a tree, or else they'd hurt themselves leaving nest. Obviously they'd drop like a stone. So they either nest on the ground or very close to the ground, so the chicks can jump out the nest, and then they'll feed them for another 3 or 4 days while their flight feathers finish growing. So they'll be like ground dwellers for 3 or 4 days. So, you know, they're pretty prone to getting picked up by foxes and other predators and what have you. But fantastic birds. Remind me of when I was a young lad going fishing and out with dogs and, you know, shooting and all sorts of stuff and whatever we used to do. And crack of dawn, and you'd hear the blackbirds, they'd be everywhere. The alarm calls of the blackbirds at 5 in the morning as you were walking down backs through woods and what have you, and along the hedgerows. And yeah, amazing birds, beautiful calls. Just want to talk about carrying an ember in a survival situation. On everyday bushcrafting or normal trips, any sort of trip you're on, you should have several means to light a fire. So we usually carry, whether it's lighters or matches, ferrocerium rods, flint and steels, magnifying glasses. There's all sorts of things you can carry. And then you've got the ability to build bore drills, to make bore drills from the natural environment, making your own cordage, making your spindle and your hearth and your anvil, etc. But if you're looking at time wise and maybe a survival situation where you've got to move and you've got to be constantly moving to get back to safety, you know, you're following a river back or whatever, and you're moving and you've no means to light fire. So I don't know, you've had some sort of accident, you've lost all your kit and what have you, and you've no means to light fire. So yeah, you can build a bore drill and you can light your first fire with a bore drill. Yeah. But then if you want to move on that next day, do you want to keep lighting your fires with your bore drill every time? Yeah. Every time you know, your natural cordage breaks or whatever, or your drawstring snaps eventually that you've took out your jacket for your bow, and you're moving on to the next destination and it might be 2 hours away. Do you want to have to start all over again looking for that tinder? because you'll know yourself, bow drills can be a finicky process. It's finding the right tinder and the environment, if it's wet, if it's damp, if it's humid, if it's windy. All these sort of things can make it pretty hard to do sometimes. So if you want to guarantee that you're going to get that fire going, what's your best thing? To carry the fire with you, obviously. So if you've got a tin, you know, if you've got your zebra pot or whatever, it's easy because you can put your embers in there and you can feed it with punk wood, etc. You can keep it going. But if you're in that situation where you've not got a tin, you've not got a container, yeah, I mean, you can make a container from bamboo or other things. You can make it from willow, you can make it from birch and whatever, but all these things take time. But an easy way to do it, and you've probably heard of it, is to carry it with you by using a fungus. Yep, a tinder fungus, or yeah, a lot of funguses will do it. Will hold an ember, will burn like an ember for a sustained length of time. I mean, this is horse's hoof fungus. Yeah, I've just took the top layer off at the minute. There's still a little bit round there. Yeah, this is amadou. Well, it will be amadou. It's not amadou at the minute. It's in the process of being made into it. Yeah. So when you look at it there, you can see this layer here on the top. Yeah. That's the trauma layer that I'm after. Yeah. So I'm going to cut the rest of it away and leave the trauma layer. But this is your sort of go-to fungus for carrying fire. Yeah. If I put this in the fire, yeah, and let it start to burn and smoulder, that'll then continue to burn and smoulder for a length of time, and I can carry that with me. Something this sort of size, which is not a massive one, well, that will probably last about 2 hours. Yeah, I reckon. So today I'm not going to use this one because I'm going to keep that, because I want to use that trauma layer to make some amadou. Yeah, for flint and steel. It's brilliant for flint and steel lighting. Yeah, and you don't have to do that process where you've got to boil it for 4 hours with wood ash and all the rest of it, and then hammer it out and flatten it. You don't have to do all that. Yeah, there's other ways to do it. Yeah, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to make that into that. So today I've got a little bit of Ganoderma, yeah, artist bracket. So this stuff will still work, it's still the same, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a hole in it. You can see there I've been bow drilling it. So we're going to make a hole in it there. And you need a hole in it to be able to carry it. So if we put an hole through it, starting to come through. I mean, this is not a massive piece either. I mean, you can find these that big. Yep. So I mean, if something that big, you'll be able to carry fire over a considerable distance. Right. Got a nice little hole in it. So all we do now is we're going to put that in the fire and light it. So there, that's smouldering already. It's only been hit fire a matter of seconds. So that's smouldering now. So you want anything, a withy, a bit of spruce root, This is any bendy sort of stick that you can form, preferably green as well, that you can form into a loop. Yeah, and we're going to thread this through that hole we made. This is a little bit of ash, but bendy enough. Just got to use what's around, haven't you? And there's an ash tree there with a bit of green, some nice bendy green shoots on it, so it'll do the job. So we get with tinder fungus, yeah, Organoderma, that's burning away. I thread my stick through there, tie it off. There we are, and then we'll carry that with us. And that could be our next fire. So if I've got a big piece, that's going to last for quite a while. If I've got a little piece, not as long. We'll try this piece out. Five past 8. So we'll see how long. Yeah. Let's carry that with us and see how long we'll go for a small piece like that. And what you want to do, obviously, it's got to be getting oxygen, it's got to be getting air. Yeah. So we can be moving this around as we're walking. Yeah. Or I could hang it in a windy place if I'm stationary for a bit. So I'm going to hang it up now while I pack my gear. As you walk in, just give it that. You're beautiful, aren't you? Hey? Hey? You're gonna get harassed. You're getting harassed by Billy. I won't let him come near. Billy! Fucking little bastard. Getting warmer now. So you can see. Yeah, get that. Now there's loads left there, and I've been carrying it for an hour and 15 minutes now. That'd easy do 2 hours and 15 minutes, I reckon, just with that small piece that I've got. So you can see how advantageous that would be in a survival situation. How much easier to get to your carry to your next fire than having to start all over again with a bore drill or whatever. Yeah. So something to keep in the bushcraft toolbox, or the survival toolbox, because you never know. Right, let's grab a quick bit of dry grass and we'll spark this little bit up. But I ain't going to light a fire up here. We're on top of it, Mooey. But I'll just spark this bit of dry grass up. Yep. Blow it into life. As simple as that. Yep, I'll put this out. I'm going to save this for next time. Well, thanks for joining me and Billy anyway. It's a beautiful day now after a bloody cold night. Honestly, my feet have just about thawed out. But thanks for joining us anyway. And I hope you've learnt a bit of something and it comes of some use at some stage. Well, maybe not. Last thing we want to be doing is ended up in a survival situation and having to use it for real. But if you do, it's a fantastic trick and make your life so much easier, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? You found a big fungi like that. That could get you like, you'd get you 10, 20, 30 fires, you know. Especially if you were moving quickly for, you know, a few hours at a time. And then having another stop and what have you. Because without them fires, you're not going to be able to make water safe. You're not going to be able to cook any food. You're not going to be able to keep warm. You're not going to be able to make a signal fire for any aircraft looking for you, etc, etc. So it's an important skill and it's a good little tip. So anyway, look after yourselves and we'll catch you again real soon. So it's Rick T, Outdoor Adventure, and Billy. We'll catch you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.